Hey guys, Dr. Justin Feldman here from Feldman Physical Therapy and Performance. And I wanted to do a little bit of a video today for everybody on mobility drills for runners specifically, all right? Runners, okay, spend way too much time stretching, all right? Stretching is not an awful thing. Our tendons, our joints, they need to learn to be under load, okay? But if you're really searching for things that are going to help you improve your performance, reduce your risk for different niggles or sort of annoying pains, okay? Building up your mobility is going to go a long way, and it's going to make you feel a lot better. It'll help your body tolerate some of the stress and the loads of running much better. Now, I know what you're thinking here. What exactly is the difference between what you're going to get from mobility and what you're going to get from stretching? Usually talked about sort of flexibility. So sometimes those terms, mobility and flexibility, will be used interchangeably, and that's not great. They mean two different things, okay? Flexibility is basically the total range, okay, that you could bring a joint through, all right? Mobility is the range you could control a joint through, all right? So for mobility, we need to have strength, okay? A lot of times we talk about this idea that if we were to sort of put you under anesthesia, we could move you around, you'd be all sorts of bendy. But your brain limits how much it lets you move and what amount of range it lets each joint get to based on the strength it feels you have. So if you feel tight, you feel stiff, okay? A lot of times we need you to improve your strength, okay, through these given ranges. You don't need to build a bigger range, okay? The bigger the range of motion you have, the stronger you need to be in order to control it. If your body's already tightening things up, it's telling you can't control what you already have. We don't want to add on to that, okay, and sort of give it more responsibility. We want to just sort of build that strength. And what you'll find is your range will grow naturally, okay, as your strength improves, okay? So we're going to start off, I always like to start off with this hip 90-90 drill. I think it's a lot of bang for your buck, and it feels really good, all right? So what I tell people about this one is that for the first couple weeks that you do this, okay, you are going to absolutely hate it. And then all of a sudden you start to like it. So the way this works is your front knee goes 90 degrees, your hip is 90 degrees, okay? You're going to face forward so your shoulders are parallel to that front shin, okay? And then we're going to get that back leg nice and straight out, knee at 90 degrees. You're going to sit here for about 2 minutes, okay? What I want is, in a perfect world, you should be nice and upright, okay? And you should be pretty okay to stay here and hang out, all right? If you feel like you're really tipping over, you can use a hand to prop yourself up, okay? But ideally, we want no hands because this is where the strength aspect comes in, okay? All these muscles are working to hold me up while I build some range through these muscles and hold on to it. You're going to come forward there, all right? I'm just going to rotate sideways so you can see it from sort of a different angle, okay? So I'd be here, just like that, okay? Now, what we're going to do is once we hit that 2-minute mark, all right, you're going to engage this front leg. You're going to drive it down into the ground, push as hard as you can for about 10 seconds, relax, and then pull forward and hold a little deeper in. You're going to hold it for another 2 minutes here, okay? The key for all this stuff is we want to be holding these positions for a long period of time, okay? We're trying to work on some of the strength and the range through these hips, and those are things you got to hold it for a while to really get the benefit, okay? It's not something where we're trying to do a little warm up or move around where a 20-30 second hold will be good enough. We're going to spin around. We're going to go the other way, okay? We're going to switch. Now, don't be surprised if you notice a big difference side to side, all right? We're asymmetrical people, right? We're right hand dominant, we're left foot dominant, we're all those different things, okay? You're going to find that you have one side that's better than the other. You see on this side, I am much more tilted over. There's a much bigger gap here, right? On the other side, I basically had like both sides of my butt on the ground. This side, you could sort of see daylight through here. You're just gonna hold on to that, okay? Same deal. It's a 2-minute hold in this position. You're gonna take that front leg, you're gonna drive it into the ground, push, 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 push really hard, and then pull forward and hold. And another 2 minutes, just like that right there. Perfect. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand up from that position, okay? And as soon as you're done there, what I want you to do is you're gonna stand up, you're gonna grab onto something nice and stable, okay? You can use a door jamb, anything that's not gonna move, okay? We're gonna work on moving your hip now through a full range of motion that you just built. So you're gonna go up, right? We're gonna come out, lift up, don't tip forward, right? We're just moving your hip around and through, all right? I don't want you to be cheating with your back or moving, tilting sideways. The idea here is if I spin this way and do it, okay, is it's just the hip that moves. You should see minimal movement everywhere else, all right? And we're gonna do that on both sides, okay? About 4 times through each hip, okay? I want you to hold on to something because this is not a balance drill, all right? We're not trying to test your balance out to see how good you can balance on something, all right? I want you to just really be stable and locked in, so we're just working that hip, all right? Now, from there, we're gonna go on to a really good sort of low back mobility drill. What we're gonna do is you're just gonna lay on the ground, okay? And one of the things we see with runners is that they'll tend to want to develop this forward posture. We want you to be good and nice and upright. And so what we're going to do is one leg out to the side, sort of 90 degrees, 90 degrees. You're just going to press up and back down. Now, this one we don't have to hold. We're just trying to move into that position. You want to do about 10 of these, okay? And you're going to switch sides and go on to the other side, all right? The idea here is, right, we spend so much time coming forward, we just want to reverse that a little bit. And this goes really well right after that 90-90 position because it just sort of helps to reinforce what we were trying to do there. Plus, it kind of gets your back involved. Also, it feels really good. And when it feels good, we're more apt to do it, all right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work our way up to the middle part of your back, okay? And I'm going to grab a little foam roller here. If you've heard us talk a bunch, or if you've seen any of the YouTube videos we've done and put out about running with knee pain or running with IT band pain, you'll notice we talk a lot about not foam rolling. Basically, this is one of the best uses for a foam roller. I like to use it to take up space. And so what we're going to get you to do is we're going to come down, we're going to put the roller here, all right? We're just going to let it rest there. You can use a pillow or a couch cushion for this. And all we're really looking to do is open up that back. All right? I want that knee to stay on the roller. Don't let that leg lift up. Sometimes it'll help if you put your other hand there. And we're going to just come this way. Rotate out. And you're going to flip around. All right? We'll do the exact same thing on the other side. And so I'll come here, out, nice and open. We want to try and get this shoulder all the way down to the ground and come back, okay? Now, one of the best parts about this is when we're running, right? So much of what we're doing when we're running is forward and back, okay, to the eye, right? But we're dealing with a decent amount of rotational movement, whether we're trying to prevent excessive rotational movement or we do need a little bit of rotational movement in order to run. And by getting this movement through here, okay, we're just going to make that entire system a little bit more efficient. And again, this is another one of those things that just feels really, really good. All right, so we got some hip opening, we got some hip strengthening, right? We're working on some mobility through there. We got some low back, we got some middle back. We got to work all the way down into the legs now a little bit, all right? So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to get into a really deep squat. And again, we're not working balance here. So I'm okay if you want to hold on, right? And I just want you down. Sometimes it even helps if you face what you're holding to, right? And I want you to sit here and you're just going to pull forward and relax out of it. Pull forward, keeping those heels on the ground here, all right? And relax out of it. Pull forward. Now, after you do about 10 of those, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go one side more than the other. So we'll pull forward and we'll just lean into the left and come back out. Pull forward, lean into the right, and come back out. We'll do another about 10 on each side there, okay? And that should feel really good. You'll feel a little bit of a stretch maybe in the back of your leg, but what we're really doing is working on that dorsiflexion or that forward flexion of our ankle and just sort of coming all the way through that range, all right, that we really need in order to be able to run. All right, so we got hips, right? We got low back, we got mid back. We did a little bit of knees in that squat position. We got ankles in that squat position. The last thing I really want you to focus on for your running mobility is your big toe, okay? So what we're gonna do is I just wanna work on getting that big toe up. So you should be able to, and I think you'd be able to see it here, okay? You should be able to lift that big toe all by itself, right? Without the other toes moving, okay? If that seems really, really hard, okay, or you feel like you don't have a lot of range there, all right, all I really want you to do is use a pole, use a door jamb, something, and you're just gonna get that big toe up against it, all right, in here, and let the other toes fall to the ground, and we're gonna hold. You can push your knee in there, right? And you should be able to hold this position. I want you to get in there. It should feel a little uncomfortable, and I want you to hold that for 2 minutes, and you're gonna do that on each side. And okay, and that's going to help you build some of that range there in that big toe, okay? And that is a really important joint to have good healthy range of motion in. So that's our running for mobility for runners, all right? Give it a try. These are things you could do daily. You don't have to do them daily 2-3 times a week. If you're not doing something like this already, you'll see great progress if you're just doing it 2 or 3 times a week. You'll notice that you feel less stiff after your run. You should feel an easier recovery from run to run. It should be easier to go get into the next run each time. And overall, you should just feel a little fresher and feel a little better, and everything should seem like it tolerates your training just a little bit better. Hopefully that helps. Any questions, any comments, please go ahead, throw them right below. As always, shoot us an email. You can find us online at feldmanphysicaltherapy.com and reach out, let us know what else you'd like to learn about here and how else we could give you a hand and help you out.